the MGM hotel, I believe. Could you just address that for us, please, Bob? What was the situation with COVID there whilst those photos were going around?
This was when he experienced. I went over to visit him in his house. He has a house here in Vegas. I spoke with him, and he was having trouble with congestions of the lungs. But he's a big, strong guy. By the end of the week, these symptoms had passed, and he had tested negative. So rather than stay in quarantine, he busted out. He's a people person, and he appeared in public. But the wisest thing to do, I don't know. 2 days later, he left for home. So again, I saw with my own eyes discomfort he was feeling from the COVID day after he had been diagnosed with the virus.
Okay.
Those are the words of Bob Arum as he was explaining Tyson Fury's exposure to COVID, his symptoms, what he was feeling, and really explaining like what happened, why did we see him out and about. Let me look at some dates, okay? Because the dates aren't adding up at all. All right, and let me look them up because these type of things are bothersome, because you have guys that okay, this is June 15th. All right, June 14th, Tyson Fury was out and about. Okay, I'm looking at the stamp of when Tyson Fury posted it. He was in a hotel lobby. That's July 14th. Now, if you go back to the 8th, right? To the 8th, July 8th, Mike Coppinger had posted that no official determination on the fight proceeding as planned for July 24th in Las Vegas. The fight, okay, the fight is a joint, of course, Fox and ESPN, okay, meaning that the fight is postponed. September is likely, all right? Now, it says that there is a COVID outbreak in Tyson Fury's camp, which inevitably caused the July 24th heavyweight championship fight against Deontay Wilder to be postponed, sources told ESPN. That was on the 8th. That's when the news broke, okay? That is exactly when the news broke. And I can tell you exactly when, is because when I saw it, I went live, because right after that, we received more of the same. Now, 3 weeks ago to that day, July 8th, okay? July 8th, the 8th of July, the 14th, 8th, 14th. How many days is that? Come on now. 6. Right? 8 to the 14th. So you can't tell me, Bob can't tell me, Tyson can't tell me, because we just heard Bob. Didn't we just hear Bob say, well, he tested negative. Then instead of staying quarantined, he came out. Okay, first of all, why would you test someone without being quarantined first? That makes no sense. Why would you have a need to quarantine someone when we know the protocol of testing after being tested positive, which he became positive on the 9th. See, his team supposedly was positive. He had the outbreak on the 8th. He tested positive the next day on the 9th. So even the 9th to the 14th ain't enough. That even makes it worse. Do you see what I'm saying? He didn't have enough time to sit back, let his body recoup, wait the proper time for the quarantine limit to go by to even take a test. So what they're saying is, and what Bob was trying to clean up was, oh, he had tested negative 2 days before that. Okay, well, that meant on the 14th, he had to get tested on the 12th. Okay, so the 9th, you test positive. 3 days later, you test again. Why? Whoever heard of testing 3 days after that? There is no doctor that'll tell you, well, you wait 3 days and you can technically get tested again. No. No. It doesn't work that way. Okay, and really, when COVID started, it was 14 days. Okay, now it's 10. Okay, and then really 10 is kind of, it's kind of half-assing it, honestly. It should be 2 weeks just to make sure what's lingering possibly in your body that that have your body, if your body hasn't fully recouped and recovered or whatever, that's what you would get. But at the end of the day, you're looking at this guy that's supposed to, according to Bob, he's supposed to test it negative. That's why he was trying to justify why he was out. But it still doesn't add up. It makes no sense. It's bullshit. Okay? They needed time to practice. They needed time to train. I don't think they were really ready. I think he was getting his ass whooped in sparring. I think he had sparring partners that was giving him trouble, probably more trouble than Wilder would give him. Maybe, maybe not, because Wilder's looking good himself. So I think at the end of the day, they needed something. Like Bob said, this happens. It's COVID. I heard of bullshit excuses before, but this is scientific. You needed something big enough as an excuse to postpone a fight because your fighter wasn't ready. That's what I believe at this point, listening to all this jive, all this malarkey that we're hearing now. Okay? Because none of this adds up. None of this adds up. It sounds like damage control that he is failing miserably with. Okay? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Bob Arum. And speaking of Bob Arum, okay, I'm not finished. No. Was that the smartest thing to do? Hell no, it's not the smartest thing to do. But you knew it wasn't the smartest thing to do. You should have at least said, no, it wasn't. At least it wasn't smart to do, to go out and be hugged up with people because you're a people person. I'm a people person, but that don't mean I'm going to go out and fucking hang out with people at the bar. Counterpunch. That doesn't matter what type of person you are. At least have some type of, that shit sounds like more of some yes man shit if you ask me. We got to keep it real, people. That doesn't sound right at all. But anyway, I'll leave the link below and I'll let you guys listen to this interview. You guys tell me what you think about Bob Arum's cleanup session. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.